So guys, first of all, we would like to pump in some energy and thank you for coming. Appreciate it. We want to pump in some energy by all you people that didn't show up for a 7 a.m. exercise. Only this guy and I was there. But having said that, we didn't want you to miss out on the opportunity. So, may I request everybody to stand up? This is the best audience ever. Thank you so much. Okay, so look at Jared, look at Mihal, and look at me, okay? You all gotta put your hand out, palm facing up. Okay? Now close your fist as tight as you can, almost like as if they are vibrating. It should be that tight. Literally that tight. Just I don't see anybody vibrating, just vibrating that tight, okay? Now take 2 breaths in and out. It has to be. Otherwise, it won't work. Again, your fist, you take it in. All right, sit down. We do this again, sitting down now, because that's exactly how we both did it, right? One more time. Your fist out, and literally just shake. Go for it, guys. One more time. Round of applause to all you guys, okay? Thank you, Derek. Much appreciated. All right, so guys, we are Calanova. We are not a mindfulness company, but I wanted to make sure you get the idea, okay? So I'll pass on to Mihal first to do some introduction, and then I'll come in. We'll step out.
Thank you, guys. So welcome, EPP Lisbon. My name is Michał Misiewicz, and I'm here with AJ, and we represent Calanova. So let us begin with a round of applause for the team that brings us together every year. So Paul, Mariana, Francisco, Shinette, Marta, and many others that I had the pleasure to deal with, I really, really thank you for making this happen. So I hope you had a fantastic time for the last couple of days. I hope you really enjoyed the workshops, the presentations, the roundtables, and the discussions that we had. But the way I would like to start this session today is a bit different. What I would like to do today, I would like to share with you a story. A story of Rob, Rachel, and Rita. Those people are professionals, RGM professionals like you and me, who dealt with a lot of highs and lows across the last multiple years, and dealt with a lot of different issues coming from external and internal forces. So are you ready to hear our story?
Yes.
So I will try again. Are you really ready to stay? All right, let's go. So I will start from Rob. Okay, Rob is a highly experienced visionary. He really believes in RGM. He develops his team, he sets the vision, he sets the targets, he paints the future path for his team and for others across the organization to deliver the profitable growth. He juggles the coaching and tries to adapt to the new technologies that are coming his way. He's doing great. It's a difficult times, and he finds it very difficult to find the time and the headspace to embrace the tech and train his people in order to embrace it across the organization. He may not have a strong view what tech means, what the different acronyms means, but he tries to juggle all of it to the best of his abilities. So then let's look at another persona of Rachel. So Rachel is a new hire, a newbie, you would call. She came from finance. She really, really wants to learn. She wants to proceed with her career. She wants to add value. She may not know how yet, but she really wants to. She is part of that iPad generation, okay? She was born in front of the iPad, and she really embraces the technology. She believes it's the future. What she really craves is a practical RGM applications, not just completing tasks. So then we have Rita. Oh yeah, Rita. She's the manager, highly ambitious operator. She is hands-on, takes the plan from Rob, executes across her team. She knows what she wants to do. She wants to do all of it herself. And she has a team with her. Okay, not all the roles are filled, but when she actually manages to fill the roles, it's not always as pretty. What I mean is that she can't find all the RGM professionals just joining straight with all the experience, and she finds it very difficult to train the new people on her team to understand what RGM is. She's growth focused, but doesn't fully embrace tech. When you think about it, who has time for all that AI, TPM, TPO? Why don't we just bring consultants and they just build it all for us? That's her words, not mine. So, yes, she's in a place, and I don't believe it's a fault. It's a fault that she doesn't see what's the path forward for her team in order to embrace technology. So now when you think about it, we have Rachel, we have Rob, and Rita. They represent our current and potential future talent in our industry. They all have huge potential. What they all have in common is that they all want to be here. They want to add value. They want to win. But the change in environment may not be helping them. Okay, we have the new technology coming in a very fast pace. We have challenges like COVID, like inflation and other factors. And then we have problem with talent. We can't find people who have the experience that we need. We can find people with other experience, but not necessarily the RGM experience. But all of those are symptoms. They are not the root cause. So they may not know the path, and you may not know the path either. But we need a message from the top in order to paint the path for the future. So would you know Rob, Rachel, and Rita in your organization? They may even represent some of you here, or back home in your organizations. But what we all know is that you can answer for yourselves or answer now, but I believe that their agility could really inspire all of us. Not all of us know where we are going. Maybe we know in Kalanova. So what are we going to do? We're going to paint a path forward for you. And I'm now going to introduce you to four key principles that drive the quadruple win at Kalanova. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pass on to Ajay, who will bring you on the journey to learn more about our work. Welcome to Kalanova, the home of quadruple win.
That was amazing. Thank you. So welcome to Kalanova, first of all, guys. And thank you for being here. What we want to talk about is the four principles, okay? And I want to simplify these, and trust me, this should not be judged by my age, ACDC, that just happened to be it. I didn't plan this, okay? So A is your sponsorship, which is agility in sponsorship. Then we get to the culture of best. I'm wearing it with pride over here, as you can see. And the next one is data-driven processes. And the final one is commercial academy. And what I will do going forward is I'll go through each of these one by one so that I can keep you audience engaged and also entertained with this content, okay? So Kalanova, as we have mentioned, the quadruple win home, okay? But what are those things? So before I get there, I'm gonna ask Mariana for a quick favor. So you have heard a lot about triple win, right? So I'm gonna take some hands, and Mariana is going to hand out some chocolates, okay? So what are the triple win within our RGM strategy? So start with the first one. Who is the first one where the RGM win strategy goes? Anybody can answer. Chocolates are on the stage. Kids are waiting at home. Come on, hurry up. Consumer. Mariana, we have a consumer from Wendy. Wendy, round of applause for Wendy, everybody. All right, so that's good. Now, did it come up? Oh, come on. Oh, good. Awesome. Right. Second one. Anyone for a beautiful French chocolate? What's that? Customer. Is that customer? Retailers. Yes. Well done. Great answer. Mariana, over there, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. By the way, I got her the foot massage voucher just to make sure. She's walking around a lot, okay? Okay, so the third one, right? So anybody third one? Anyone?
Manufacturer.
What's that?
Manufacturer.
Manufacturer. Yes, us, Kalanova, of course. Right now, the game really begins. You can give it to that. The game really begins, right? So what is this, the fourth one? What is the quadruple win? Now, you can have many answers, and it would depend upon your industry. But my fourth one is dependent on our ambition and the way we treat our people, right? So we only win. Did you get the fourth one? I think you did. Oh, amazing. So it all depends. It all starts from your people, okay? All of these things are great, but the power is when they all come together, okay? So what I'm going to talk to you about is our 4 principles of ACDC taking you to the quadruple win. Ready? Amazing. All right. So starting from the first one, which is A. A is the agility in executive sponsorship. Okay. And when I say agility, and why I didn't just use strategic sponsorship, because the sponsors have to play a different role depending on the market, depending on the region. Sometimes they have to lean in, sometimes they have to step out, depending on the situation. That's why agility in the sponsorship. Okay. I want to get detail into this a bit more, and I want to show you our beautiful strategy. There's a lot of words over here on the page. Can you all see behind me, or do you want me to move a bit over here? This is okay, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So the agility in the sponsorship and getting to this strategy, this is our Calanova strategy, our global strategy, right? Within this strategy, there are a few key things that us as RGM professionals, we got to focus on, right? At least we should be focusing on within Calanova. So if I go to the next page, you will see I've highlighted 4 things. Is it moving? Okay, good, right. So I've highlighted 4 things over here that are really specific to this group within our RGM community. And I'll go to them in one by one in detail, okay? So the first one is our purpose, right? What does that mean by our purpose? Our purpose is to create better days and place for everyone. And that's basically our consumers. So we want to make sure that my strategy talks to my consumers as the first thing. That is embedded within our purpose. The second one is deliver perfect service and perfect store. What does that mean is you drive data-driven decisions and expand our margins, and you will see something in bold and capital letters, leveraging all levers of RGM, right? So that's our second piece of the strategy. The third one, and I don't know if Asif is there at the moment from Unilever in the room, maybe not. Okay, so the third one, which is key, is what you got to be focusing on is how does that relate to Calanova in terms of commercials, right? When you look at these commercials, the beauty of this commercial is that it's not just saying, hey, go grow volume, grow value, grow margin, grow everything. There is a strategic choice over there that we want to grow NSV by 3 to 5, but operating margin by 7 to 9. So my business is very clear, and they're telling you exactly where we want to focus our energy, right? So that's number 3. And the last one, the number 4, is our people must be our competitive advantage. And this is all the quotes that I'm giving you from our strategy. So this strategy is so embedded to drive quadruple win that I had to bring it to you guys, right? But what I want to do is I want to be humble on this one as well, right? I don't want to brag about this, strategy. I want to leave this thought with you to give you inspiration. How do you drive RGM and get the seat at the table and inspire your colleagues as well so that the strategy can talk to directly with your teams? So that was A of my ACDC. Okay, now we will get to the part of C. C is the culture of this. As I mentioned, I'm wearing it right here. And I loved your presentation, Wendy, when you talked about data science, ChatGPT type of stuff, where you're doing a lot of things. In this, what we are doing differently slightly, and you probably are doing this as well, is the culture of BEST, which talks about integrity, accountability, and courage. And let me break this down for you. Every time we start a new project, which is including AI, ML, generative AI, there is a specific team that focuses purely on looking at the ethicalness and validity of that analytics. You would not get passed through any project without having the approval from that team. So we take pride in integrity in what we are doing, even if it is super high advanced analytics, right? But at the same time, when you're driving this ethical integrity, right, it has to be accountability. You cannot just lift a recommendation from an AI engine and apply it to the market. You got to be accountable to that. What you're sharing, where decisions are made, you are accountable for it. And then finally, the fourth one is critical, right? You don't want to be taking a backseat in this. Courage is extremely important, right? You got to pursue the opportunity fearlessly. You want to be the snacks-led powerhouse? You have to pursue these opportunities, right? So that was the C of my ACDC. We set the vision, we empower the people with the right culture, and then we take to the data-driven approach, okay? And within this data-driven approach, all of us here, we want to seek solutions, we want to do it better, we want to do it faster. What I want to share with you is, I would say, vulnerability in the sense there are things that we have learned by hard way, and we would like to share those with you so that you don't make those mistakes, okay? And what I want to talk about is some common pitfalls when you're doing these kind of things, okay? And some of the speakers already touched upon those, but I'm just summarizing them for you over here, okay? Do not take the technology hammer first. Do not go and just look for that technology hammer and then look for the searching for the nail. Where is the business question? Start from the business question first. Understand where the problem is and then find the technology for it, okay? Another one, and some of the vendors might not like this one, but don't fall prey to the shiny words. There is a lot of buzz happening around us, okay? You got to be mindful of what works for your business, whether it's an AI solution or whether it's a strategic approach which looks at step-by-step things that needs to be done within the business to drive growth. And that could be sometimes hard, right? Nobody wants to start the strategy and look at all the charts and get to the answer, but maybe that is the right answer for now, but maybe not, depending on the maturity of your company, right? And the maturity is decided not only by the level of intelligence and talent you have, but also by your data foundations. And I think Wendy touched upon this, Julian also touched upon this, a lot of people in the room touched upon this, but poor data foundations and thinking that generative AI will fix it, like, it's not gonna happen, right? You really have to put your effort and intelligence behind that, okay? Because what generative AI can do is it can take a lot of information, a lot of data, and make something beautiful out of it, right? But what you gotta do is, you gotta create that foundation so that it understands the data, the indexing, and only then get to the next stage, okay? The last one is change management, and there are some change management gurus out there, and I'm looking at them, right? Change management should not be an afterthought. And there is a science to it as well. So change management cannot be just an organizational structure or the way we design or we deliver it. There are more things around it as well. And I can't spend enough time on this, but it is a topic that is very dear to me, okay? The next one within this is, so what do we do, right? I've given you all the buzzwords and everything, but what do you actually do? You scale augmented intelligence, not just artificial intelligence. What is augmented intelligence, you might ask? Augmented intelligence is when people and technology work hand in hand. I think there were questions in the audience earlier on, hey, but what is going to happen with my job after 5 years? It's going to evolve. It's not going to evaporate. It's going to evolve, where technology will work together with humans to make decisions. And if I was to give you some examples, I think there were lots of questions around how do you do trade promotions? Maybe the solution would be that you would get to a trade promo calendar and you would look at options. It might give you 5 different options and you would say, hey, but my customer doesn't take that. All right, option 1 out. Option B, take, let's go, right? So how do you bring that together with integrated data sources? Another example could be when you're looking at supply chain. Like we had in Calanova in the US, fire in one of our factories. Sad situation, but because of that, we had a massive supply chain disruption. There were some products that we just couldn't get out. Well, we needed the solution that would tell us, now that we have problems with these products, how do we find alternative products that will do exactly the same thing for our consumers and promote them instead of taking the ones that are impacted? So how do you design these things together is where augmented intelligence would probably go. So that's our ACD in terms of ACDC, right? The final one that we want to talk about is the Commercial Academy. And I think that was also touched upon. I think you mentioned this, right, Jantak, right, in your presentation, what you mentioned was create a persona-based academy, right? What is the persona-based academy? It cannot be the same academy for RGM folks, retail folks, sales folks, finance folks. It has to be personalized for their own requirement. What is it that they want to deliver tomorrow? is exactly what the academy should do for them. There is economy changes, there is inflation, finance, there's so much happening around us. So how do you empower Rob, Rachel, and Rita to do the right thing is by driving the right academy for them. And that academy, and I think Julian, you mentioned this one, the academy should not be focusing on just driving training and knowledge agenda. It should be based on business questions, right? It should focus primarily on what is the problem that we are solving and take that into consideration. And when I say business question, it's not just about problems. It's about problem and finding opportunities as well, right? So that's where it is. And I want to leave you a flavor of what the RGM Commercial Capability Academy looks like. And there is a lot of text on the slide, so I don't want to bore you with everything, but I want to leave this with you for later. I will just talk about the top section, which is what are the different modules within this academy. The first one, XF, is not your Jaguar XF. The XF relates to cross-functional, which is what you were mentioning, right? So some of the presenters mentioned you have to make it persona-based, right? So this XF is cross-functional academy that helps you solve your challenges and find opportunities. The next two are R1 and R2. They are for RGM-specific folks. Some of these trainings will be run in-house, with in-person, and some of them will be more e-learning types, right? But the last one, why is it in red color? Anyone raise your hand? Why is the last one in red color? Jihun, any thoughts? No? Okay, so the last one is business intervention. This is critical. You cannot just keep creating academies, training, knowledge, unless you have a business intervention plan in mind. When there is a red flag in your commercials, you got to raise your hand up or find that problem and get into it straight there, right? That's what business intervention does, where cross-functional teams come together to either solve a problem or drive an opportunity. And this is what going to amplify Rob, Rachel, and Rita, right? And that is our ACDC policy, which brings you, we set the vision, we drive the 4 principles to drive the quadruple win. And with that, guys, this is us. Thank you very much for listening. Appreciate it. So, any questions, Julie? Oh.
Any questions from the audience? And we will not forget your presentation. That's for sure. At least that.
No questions? Oh my God.
No, but you were very clear.
This is awesome.
I must
right?
say, I must admit.
Oh, sorry, there was a question there. Yeah.
You stand up for a question, or you're just...
Do you want to breathe in and breathe out, maybe?
He said a few shocking things. I thought leaving too, but... your turn.
Stefano, Mare Blu. No, a question about the timing, regarding to the implementation of this module process in your company. Just when you started and...
Great question. Yeah, I love that question, right? Do you want to take it, Michael, or I forgot? Okay.
Right.
So, do you want to add anything else, or just the timings? Right. So I think we were discussing this morning with Wendy, Julia, and Gerald. We were talking about it. So what is the timing of digital transformation? How do you time it up, right? I asked this question specifically. I did not know you were going to ask it. I asked him, what is the timing that we need to put together for this? And I also asked our CEO, what is the timing around this? And the answer that I got was, this is evolving. The technology is changing so fast, you cannot consider this as a project. We will finish in 2 years' time, everything done, see you later. No. The technology is evolving, the roles and responsibilities are evolving. And I think there was a great question from the audience to Wendy earlier on was, hey guys, my role is going to change, so what kind of people should I hire, right? You might want to hire prompt engineers because that's where the society and the technology is going. So if I was to give you a simple answer in terms of the timing, there is no timing. You can say, I want to deploy these things by this time, but is digital transformation time-bound? Probably not. It's going to continuously evolve and we will continuously learn. But for now, you can say 18 to 36 months is where you would have the entire globe on the same system. That's the very bold and ambitious sideline. I didn't want to just bluff you off with the question. So.
No, I totally agree with the 36 months. Also because you need at least 2 trade cycles for people first to understand, train, to try, and then practice again. So an organization cannot get totally trained if they don't have a 2 trade cycle. That's what I was observing all across.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And I think I would, just in case there are no more questions, I'll build on that answer, because when you think about it, we are not new in RGM. Like, we started our journey years ago. And this training program that you see is only an evolution of our training. We have a training program already in place where we train over 5,000 people globally in RGM fundamentals across both sales, marketing, executions of field sales, and also other cross-functional teams. Because some teams were coming to us and saying, we want to learn about RGM. Our whole teams want to learn about RGM. And we would do those training as well. So what you see, what AJ was describing, is only evolution going forward to make it better. Okay? And if there's any other questions, we are really eager to answer.
Any other question? By the way, in your slide of the pitfalls, I think so true. We should print T-shirts for the next conference. Everybody should wear that. That's so true.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And big applause, and frankly, definitely the good that you were there for the second day. We were not ready for the first day for that. And now we were ready, so fantastic.